And we're back after that short break. We're watching the 2024 World Dodgeball Championships here in Graz, Austria. We watched the men's bronze. Now we're going on to the co-ed foam bronze. I'm Ben Johnson alongside
Lucas Boyle from Seattle, Washington here. And
you have experienced both of these teams, have you not?
that's correct. I'm also in this division. So we defeated Hong Kong in the semifinals.
You sent them here.
We sent them here. And Australia on the far side was defeated narrowly by the Canadian mixed team.
Absolutely. And so you in round robin play, you wouldn't have squared up against Australia.
We played neither team
So
in
yeah,
round robin.
so you're in different groups.
But we did scout them both leading up to the tournament because we didn't know what the pools were going to look like.
Did you watch some Dodgeball Live?
Yeah.
But you just saw Australia. Is there anything of note? Any particular players? Where should our eyes go to first? Oh, so you just saw Hong Kong.
For Hong Kong, yes, Hong Kong. They were very aggressive, like on defense, right? So they're small, they're fast. They can get under those blocking balls, and they come out of the crouch really fast. They were very effective in targeting us on the retreat, and I expect to see them do a lot of damage from their back line of the court. They're a deep team. They played their entire team against us. But I think one of their featured players for me was number 14, who is going to be playing in the left corner, and that is Hock Lai Tam.
Oh, Tam. Yep. Absolutely. I'd say a top performer from the tournament.
Another key player for me, I was very impressed with number 29, Tzu Yao Mok. She had just an incredible intensity, incredible game face. Even when the game was out of reach, she was fighting every last play. So I was really impressed with her. The other player of note to just keep an eye on is the captain, number 16. We're going to bring up the roster again. Number 16 is Man Ho Tsi.
Speechless. He likes him so much.
And we're fixing the mic here.
Getting our mics ever so ready. He's incredibly soft.
I can get louder. I'll get loud.
Yeah.
I think once the action comes, we'll get loud.
Especially, like, you can tell us it's a draining experience to go through the semifinals.
Oh my, Ben, I know you guys have been working hard in the broadcast booth, but it's been a marathon of a week. The players, you're counting the minutes when the day ends, and you've got to get showered, you've got to get dinner, you've got to meet as a team, you've got to watch video, you've got to do recovery, you've got to do stretching, icing, all the rehab you need, and somehow get a good rest and come back to the gym the next morning and play.
Try and get enough liquid to offset the amount of sweat that you naturally would have burned out, as well as the heat.
Yes, it has been impossible for me to hydrate enough. I've been drinking water nonstop every day, refilling my bottle numerous times at the tournament, and let's just say my body has told me that I'm still dehydrated.
And as usual, just wanted to confirm our global standings. For the mixed foam, Australia 4th overall, Hong Kong 6th overall. Hong Kong, China at the 2022 Worlds, they were 6th overall, 8th overall. So this is a marked improvement for the team. And Australia was 4th in 2022. And of course, there were no prior mixed matches for foam.
One big change that I've noticed this year at the tournament is a lot more mixed teams are exclusive, meaning that their players are playing exclusively for that mixed roster. I think last year Australia had maybe 4 to 5 members on their mixed team
like a core
as crossovers on both the men's and women's teams.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then I believe, if I recall, that Hong Kong was in a similar situation. This year, I believe there's maybe 1 or 2 crossovers on Hong Kong, and I believe 0 on Australia. Should,
And
Ben, I feel like I've got a read on Australia,
really?
and I'd love to share it.
Oh, okay. Like a take or
Yeah, just
okay.
a little
Okay.
little lineup chat. Leading the way, we've got Captain Lily Wynn, Kevin Vo, Des Onmuera. I'm going to look at the roster real quick. Brittany McIntyre, Nick Young, Paula Miyoto, Jonathan Sun, Matt Reinhart, Lucy Baston, Jake Smith, Alex Young, and Mary Grace Salvacion. And, finally, Taz Kualarachichi. I want to start with Taz.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say is, have you seen his throw?
Yes, I want to start with Taz. Taz is a very unique style of player. He plays corner. He's extremely aggressive. As soon as the team takes the lead in a game, he is going to basically run full blast at his matchup and look for a trade.
And the throw is very unique, and you're going to have a great angle on it right now. It's the type of seeing eye ball that it just whizzes around and gets you. Jonathan Sun, also top performer for Australia. He's on the right wing.
All right, starting for Australia, we've got Sun, Young, Omnawera. We've got Salvacion, McIntyre, and who do we have in the middle there?
I think Baston.
Baston. All right, Des starts out with a double hit, taking out
who was that again? And now 3 players remain, as you said. 2 balls in hand for Tam.
Oh, lovely curveball there from 14 on Hong Kong Tam.
One throw protected by Baston. Getting that second ball, communicating with teammates. So far, a slow pace overall. Mary protects. After providing pressure, he's going to go in for the huddle. Boy, the pace so far is probably going to, if it keeps this way, it'll be my biggest surprise of this match.
The mixed game has a different tempo. It
Okay.
really does. It's
Good.
a little more conservative. There's a lot more conservative play from the corners. Ho Lai Tam here, he has been kind of their offensive producer, but he also needs to stay alive. So he's trying to balance those 2 ideals.
And he does what he does right there with the offensive hit. Now 4 players to 2 with the extra balls. It's going to be burden to throw. Hong Kong, China. Lai on the right side, ready, set. Tam again. 4 players to 2, 3 on the offensive zone. The ball right on the shoulder. Baston sharing with the winger. You ready? Sets. Big pump fakes. Ooh, and a unique delivery. But Tam, 2-ball block. Young rips it. Perfect placement. First point on the board.
Strong execution from Australia there. They looked lethal. They looked like they had a plan. It looks like they executed it cleanly. They're looking strong here in the first game. Another thing to point out for the viewers at home, both teams have 2 balls on the inside on the rush. That's going to allow them to load up with lots of throws from lots of angles. Australia hits, and here we go.
And Salvation, her first set, she was taken out there. Burden to throw, Australia. A ball apiece. Right on target. Taking out the right wing, now replaced by Chun.
Onwumera has been on point this game. Every throw has been on body or just near body. He's looking excellent.
And speaking of looking excellent, Sun clips, I believe, the back foot.
And that's a tough angle for a left-hander from that side, throwing outside his body with pinpoint accuracy.
Speaking of that accuracy, so far, that's been the theme we've seen for Australia. Just marksman.
They look poised. They look excellent.
But still Lai and Tam, the survivors. Shot clock reset.
So what we're going to see here is Young and Sun are going to try to apply pressure to Tam on the retreat.
Focus on Lai and now leave Tam. Now it's many versus one. Burden of throw on Hong Kong, China. Crashing in. That second throw does it.
Excellent follow. This is just clinical by Australia. Every ball on target. The hit percentage in that game alone had to be 75% or higher.
It's phenomenal. Ready to go. One more player needed. Ing on court. Small roster changes. Nothing major. Burden to throw over Hong Kong, China. 4 players heading into the attack zone. Ooh, I'm unable to use the ball to block that one.
All right, Hong Kong has their first lead of the match.
Good hop on Mary, and he bowls it right into Mock. Now, I wouldn't even call that a windmill, because the flow in his body.
You know, it almost reminds me of a bowling.
Yeah.
Bowler,
That's kind of like the word I used, because it's just he just rolled with it.
Yeah.
And he kind of had his like shoulders back more than someone who tends to do a windmill. Also appreciate how he can also have the ball end up in an overhand throw pump fake. Tension on Mary and the opposing winner, Sun. So we still have Lai, who's been a survivor for the first sets. Tam is out and she gets targeted. So the final 3 remaining for Hong Kong and China, Ing, Ho, and Chum, are kind of the first survivors for them.
On Romero with another hit on that right side.
And speaking of like that disciplined surgical chill, like just cool as a cucumber on court. As he eliminates yet another, I wouldn't have been surprised if he just rushed forward and caught that ball. Does he get the last out? Protects.
On Romero has this deceptive kind of deadliness. You know, he wants to lull you into a false sense of safety. He's inside. He gets in. He puts you inside his kill zone, and then he flips the switch.
V5. Australia looking for another point. 2-ball block. Easy and in, out. Oh, Mary. He took out the majority of the team.
Wow, he is looking like a wrecking ball right
now. Timeout call. Okay, that's an early timeout.
Yep, Hong Kong is going to need to kind of make some changes. They're not looking poised. If it keeps going this way, it's going to be a landslide.
Okay, and what could some of those changes be? One is when there's high shot accuracy, it means ball on body. Do you see Hong Kong, China trying to go for some catches?
Here's what I see. If I'm Hong Kong and I get down early in the game, we have 4 balls, I might consider group throwing at Des because he's been so effective. Australia has been effective as a team, but Des has been carrying the majority of the load. So I'm going to spend my ball control on Des, especially if he's in the middle of the court. That might be one thing I would consider.
What's been interesting is we can be having Kalurachichi. He could be going on as the winger at any point, and I've seen Anu Mary take middle quite often in early, or at least maybe during round robin, which can be a totally different story. But boy, would that be a game changer for them if they let him kind of stay protected, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely. A big part of the mix strategy is when your team has 2 balls, we see Des right now without a ball, is Hong Kong going to go for him, right? And they do. They choose to throw 1, so they might choose to attack Des from different angles when he's in that exposed situation, and that's what I would do. At some point, if they really want to push the envelope, they might throw 2 at him in that scenario.
He sends two at different times, and the Onuwamere throw takes out Tam. I actually also see protection from the two players beside him.
Yes. Some excellent throwing from
Pressure
both
from
teams.
Australia, but didn't take the opportunity for the shots. Now the refs have to come in for a moment.
Ben, you're totally right. The two, McIntyre and
Hey, he's got bodyguards now.
yeah, McIntyre and Baston, I believe, kind of like side by side with Des there in the middle. It is, you know, there's a fine line between protection and being too close together, right? If you're too close, someone can throw a ball in there, and
multi out.
bad things can happen. But
So
it does seem like
What
intentional.
they do seem to be doing is staggering their position.
Oof. You know, I saw what they did there. So it looked like Baston and McIntyre were up about 5 feet, giving Des the room to slide
Hey, he's got his own
laterally
lane.
left or right. I love that.
One of the things we talk about is we want you to use your laterals, but especially if you're a big men's team, you really can't because you're going to be just bumping into one another, and that could be awful. So some players need to be willing to take a couple steps forward. And you know, they deserve an extra reward by their teammates.
Yes.
Because
they're
it
putting
means
themselves
they're
at
several
risk.
feet closer to the thrower.
Typically, you'll see corners doing that, the players on the far left and right of the court, and you'll see middles sliding in behind them. But it helps to have a middle do that as well.
Good active blocking by Ying. He sends it back. No damage. 4 players to 3. Pressure coming from the left side of Ho. Shot clock counting down. Cross wide of body.
All right, on Mumera looking at targeting Ang.
Nicholas Young, number 8. He's holding up the left wing now, and he is the target.
Oh, excellent throw from Ang taking out Young. That's big. Hong Kong's in it. This is their chance.
3v3. Defensive play call happening.
Ang with the heater. Buzzing McIntyre in the bonnet.
Third in the throw. Hong Kong, China. Almost close enough to get that ball.
So one thing I'm noticing from Hong Kong is they're being a little predictable. Ang has thrown the majority of their balls. If Australia notices that, it's going to allow them to take some chances on those counters.
Good rip.
All right, Australia chooses to throw 2 there. For a moment, Hong Kong had 4. It would have allowed them to group throw. Ho responded, so now Hong Kong has 3.
And now she's taking that right wing. Good job mixing up and pressure. Not taking that shot.
Salvacion, she had an idea of what she wanted to do, and she didn't see what she liked.
But, and I think one of the opportunities there was for the full pump fake. You've already put yourself that far forward.
It seemed very intentional, very strategic.
Ring, Ho, high, and it's Ho
I
again
like
with the throw.
that.
This time she lets it rip.
I like seeing that deception from Ho there. Chuk Nam Nicole Ho. Kind of with that angled throw after using Ing so many times, that change of pace can kind of catch the opponent off guard.
Locked up here. And it feels like, correct me if I'm wrong, that they're just trying to take out one player so they can focus on Onuwamere 3-1. As he counters back and makes it 2 players to 1.
Onuwamere with another
Oh,
hit.
that was a pow right to the kisser.
And he finishes it. Big finish for
He's like, okay,
Desmond
I
Onuwamere.
guess it's my turn. And then poop, poop, poop.
Wow. You know, yeah, they were playing the team game, and when Des got down to just Des, he got to turn on Des mode. And
A true teammate. So like, hey, you know what? I'll only throw if I'm needed. And this, well, I guess I'm the last player, so here we go.
you know, Ben, on that game, I really liked the execution from Hong Kong. They were in it till the very end. Des guessed right and countered right when Ing made that throw, and that was the game changer.
Meanwhile, some change-ups. Yatnam Kwok is taking the left wing. So Tam is either sitting, he's sitting.
On the rush, I feel like Hong Kong went for Onuwamere with a deep shot.
Throw.
Excellent
Coming
split
out of
double
Lily
team.
Nguyen.
This is the first we've seen Win in this match. Captain Lily Win.
Whoop. Good catch. Great play by Nick Young. Now 4 balls, burden to throw, Australia. 1-2 thrown in between Kwok. Unaffected on that one, and now he gets to see his teammates with a ball apiece. Good ups, pressuring, rush counter, back and forth, and then a catch. Woo!
Nick Young is playing exceptionally here.
This is when we see the team come together here for Australia. And a great trade situation, even better for Australia. No out. Sun stays alive. And I was expecting some staggered throws, but an attempted shadow catch. Nothing doing there. Taking out Lucy Baston. Woody's on defense, 1, 2. And this is staggered throws. And she takes out Anu and Mary.
All right, final player for Hong Kong is Lai. It's a 1v4. And she steps on the line.
Oh, good hop, but a little bit too much reverse on it.
Australia's looking fantastic, Ben. They've been hitting. Young flashed a few catches there in that game. Some excellent hits. Anwa Mere is on fire. Lily Win is finally into the game. Sun has been controlling that right side, that right corner. Everything they're doing is working right now.
So Tam continues to sit. Wu now in the middle, number 20.
All
Great
right,
shot, big elimination.
they did it. They committed the double, and it paid off.
Especially, and you know, we're not saying Ana Romaria is like just invincible, the one to beat, all this sort of. But if you have moments in a match where this person is your kryptonite, it might just feel good to go, poof, he's off the board. Meanwhile, you still have to deal with the wings. San has been lethal, as well as Young.
All right, Nathan Wu, number 20, is into the game for Hong Kong.
He counters and connects.
Wu recently transplanted to Toronto and plays on Saiyan Elite.
Oh, okay, I'm familiar. Getting nice and low, stays alive, protected by his wings. Burden the throw will be on Hong Kong. They still have a full court. And one in and out of the gloves. McIntyre, another out.
All right, some wonderful exchanges. Hong Kong with a strong player advantage. This is the best situation so far in this match to get on the board.
By far. And it was a good call there also by Wu as he was going off court. Hey, let's keep it going. Let's play normal. Cross.
I liked that cross court. Win came over to the middle to kind of shade over at the left corner, and Sun went opposite, back over at the right.
And Win puts every ounce of power into that throw.
Win does such an amazing job moving on the court. She has incredible presence. She draws so much attention, opens things up for teammates, and then punishes you if you look away.
Full body throw.
Oh,
you see
hammer.
that kind of reach back.
I can still hear the sound of her slamming that throw off someone's chest from 15 feet yesterday.
3 players at the line, preemptive throw, no connection. Protection by Monk, she passes it out to the wings. Burden the throw, Hong Kong, China. Ready, set, expect one. Sun's turn now to just draw out clock. Takes out one, now 4v1.
I liked the pressure from Hong Kong. They stayed at the line, they tested Sun. The throw from Rock Could have been a little more accurate, but the idea was right. You're up on players you can afford to trade. Stay up there. If he overcommits, make him pay.
And that's particularly something that I've seen this tournament from Hong Kong, China, is this absolute full commitment to the out. When they've got numbers, you see this trade envoy coming, and they almost full out sprint to it.
Yeah, I mean, this is team dodgeball at the highest level, and the best teams are the ones who can anticipate the moments and be moving into that action a split second before the other opponents realize.
Shot clock reset. Third to throw, Hong Kong, China. Good active 2-ball block.
All right, so Hong Kong committed 2 balls there, which meant they really wanted to get Sun out. This is going to give him ball control for a little bit and some more time off the clock.
Goes midcourt. Try for him squared up. They send both again.
Wonderful lateral dodge from Sun.
You might hear lots of cheering, but that's teammates in the crowd saying, what a play. Sun getting up and over that ball. Strikes out another.
Effortless throw. Excellent accuracy. Well done by Sun.
5-1, down to 3-1.
All right, Ing looks to trade. Sun gripping the ball. Moisture has been a huge issue this week.
Playing moistly. Sun tossing to his retriever, who's like, hey. Oh, you know what he's doing? He's drying that ball. That was a very little special moment there with the ball retriever, just being able to kind of swap out balls. That's also good presence of mind. He hops out of the way. That's the full commit that we were talking about earlier.
Well done by Lau on that trade. She recognized that Sun was looking for the hit. Instead of retreating, she steps up right into him and delivers the kill shot to the shin.
And it's one of the things that I really don't see enough. It's like if you got 2+ players, and I think here, maybe you can hear me out, as I believe timeout called, is especially at the world level, you often have a national team made up of strong individuals. And an advantage of a team like Hong Kong has, as we see Hong Kong Dodgeball is a community that regularly plays, is that one of the things that happens is when you're up on multiple numbers, you might be like, hey, Lucas, can you go and trade yourself out? Individually, you might be like, no, never. On my home team, I'm the corner, I'm the guy. But like as an all-star team tends to get formed, you've switched from the moment where maybe the first half of the set is individual performance, getting hits, getting outs or catches, to the point where it's like, okay, now go sacrifice yourself.
Totally. And when there is a player lead, it's kind of not really about personnel anymore, right? It's about exchanging. And so much of dodgeball instinct is about staying alive. In those situations, it kind of goes against your instinct. But winning is awesome. So, you know, that's the bottom line. If you want to win, trading in those advantageous moments is the next level skill.
Well, meanwhile, Tam back on court. Lai Tam, number 14, he's on your left wing. So we're going to be swapping out referees. Only a minute, 22 seconds left in the half. This will be the last set of the half.
All right, Hong Kong is on the board. Let's see how they follow up that first win.
Nathan Liu still on court.
I want to point out that that double team at Onmuwera early in that last game seemed to be a key ingredient to that victory. So let's see if they go after him early again. It's going to be harder without ball control.
Big shot, and we saw that the bodyguard work here again.
Baston took the shot for on the Muera.
Leaving him able to take, ooh, and there was no protection for him this time. Great shot, Ing. 9 on 9.
Ing with the
I'm not talking about the
preemptive
number
throw,
first.
with the preemptive attack.
Yeah.
And the high risk maneuver. Oh,
Inside
fantastic.
ball.
Lau.
And Sun.
Lau taking out Sun. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and just straight backside. Refs having to pause the clock. For the ball.
Ben, one of the things I've noticed is that when a player like Onmawara gets taken out, the Hong Kong team or the team that is on offense or at full strength will be even more aggressive about trading. So it's very interesting because I think in some senses you want to be conservative when you're in the lead, but I think we're seeing even more trading and more aggression as soon as it starts to tilt. They try to tilt it even more.
Right. Yeah, the bravery and boldness. Like once, especially he's such a tall presence. You take him out, and it's just like, okay, folks, we got a chance. You know, is that like you're kind of seeing the energy pick up too, or is it just like really kind of shot firing?
I think teams know that once they take out.
Whoa, that was a brilliant counter.
Win with the cross court into Wu.
And it shot in the back. Like he had no idea until he felt that smack.
Those countdowns are tough. You want to get off a shot, but you also don't want to get hit. Typically what I'll tell my teammates or my players is think about, are we in the lead or are we down, right? If we're in the lead, we want the game to end as is. If we're down, maybe we want to take a shot at a deep throw. And in that case, Wu should have been a little safer, maybe a little crouched using that blocker. But now Australia has kind of narrowed the margin and has a good chance at this no block.
Hong Kong, China still with one player advantage. Put two right on target, and a trade situation. Tam saying, I'm good. Oh, and I believe what he did was release the ball. He said,
Yes.
hey,
The refs are going to confirm to make sure that's the case. Sometimes players don't release it before that hit, but in this case, yes. Tam is good.
McIntyre in. There, Bird the throw. We got 5 balls. We send a couple. Yet again.
Tam's dropped ball deflected into Wynn's throw, so Tam is safe. This is a huge game for Hong Kong. They've been...
And now they have down to 1v4, likely to take the set.
And I love them giving it to Lau. Lau is the player who got the final out in the last game. She does an excellent job with that solo ball, applying pressure.
Wow.
Win with the
You
rip.
told me, but just when you see it, just slice like that.
And on that throw, it's the wrist flick at the end of it. It's the huge lever of the arm, and then the wrist flick throwing across body is just nasty. Win doing a great job. Refs say play on. Hong Kong with 4.
Pressure provided by Lau. Retreating. Now team call. We can see a little full send here. 1, 2, 3. We do, and she stays alive.
Wow. Win maneuvers out of the triple team. Still
Those are
alive.
some platinum ankles.
Still going.
Pam doing that move again.
Wow. Wow, Win is just putting on a final player clinic.
She's got to be gassed.
5 balls. This duel here.
And,
with
and
Win.
we're going to have a little mock moment.
Oh, my wonder.
I do say.
And almost all of these have been kind of trades, right? Where Win is throwing into a thrower and managing to dodge. So hard.
Post throw dodge, so difficult to do. You see, she's just such a full body commit. One of these days, Sam's not going to be able to get that out just in time. And 2 in one hand, readies, sets. Whew. And there we are.
Hit by Win.
Honestly, it was amazing how many times he made that work. And still surviving. Lau will not leave that center line until she throws.
1v2. Win is clawing her way back.
Hong Kong, China lucky that this is a no block, just because otherwise they would be losing so much clock.
Win gets under the next.
What's the back line?
She does it! Win with a huge comeback.
Wow.
Is that 1v4? Holy moly. Whew. 1v4 in the no block, included a triple dodge at one point, getting under every throw Hong Kong threw at her. Win is a warrior. Puts another win on the board, extends the lead for Australia. That would have been a huge win for Hong Kong. They needed that.
And so, you've been a coach, you've been a player, you've been a captain. You've got 5 minutes. You're down by 5. What are you saying?
You know, I liked what I saw from Hong Kong in those last 2-3 games. I liked them going after Amawara. I thought they did a good job committing at them. Wu and Lau did some excellent trading. They found themselves in the lead in a couple of those games. I think if we get into another situation where we have a final player like Win, I want my players to be a little more aggressive on those trades. My advice would be, don't worry about getting out. Just worry about getting your throw off in a nice, accurate manner, right? We can afford to step into it and die. Win has to step into it and get out of the way. So just be okay with it. Just follow through, hit your spot.
Yeah, and both, well, and obviously we saw with Australia the shot accuracy, and you don't need to, maybe as a message also kind of like, don't fear the catch, just get ball on contact.
Yeah, that one was tough. That was a tough one.
This is also a psychologically tough one too, right? So it's like maybe their role as a coach is also to kind of re-inflate.
Yes. You know, at this point in the tournament, another thing the coaches are kind of managing is, you know, making sure that the whole team is getting an opportunity. These teams have come so far, and we're in the bronze medal match. This is the kind of last chance for these players who've trained so hard, put so much time and energy and resources into getting to the tournament. And the coach, you know, in a game like this where the lead is stretching, that might be something the coach is thinking, you know what, this game might be out of hand, but I want to make sure that I get all my players in and give them an opportunity to compete on the world stage.
And I see Reinhardt warming up, so it wouldn't be surprising at all if we're seeing a new lineup coming out of Australia.
I'm so impressed with Australia right now. They've been so accurate. They've looked like a team with a tight game plan and with the skills to execute it.
Throwing darts.
And you know, a big difference maker is confidence. I think for a lot of the Hong Kong players, this is a new roster. This for some of them is their first time here at Worlds. You know, the next time they're in this position, they're going to be so much more experienced, so much more confident, and even with the same skill set, they're going to be more effective. And I have no doubt that when they come back, their skills are going to be even greater.
So we do see as is Miyamoto. And
see
otherwise
Miyamoto.
Kevin Vo.
And Vo making his debut.
So we're kind of almost entirely a fresh roster. McIntyre still there. Appears to be good to go as well as Young.
I see Win on the bench with a fan getting some
well-deserved.
much deserved rest.
Yeah, it's amazing how much energy can be drained when you're in a 1v situation, let alone there's no clock to worry about and you had to take out 4 players. Quick question for you. One thing you mentioned, younger team, they would have been playing quite a few tournaments regularly, you know, week in, week out, but travel tournaments, how are those feel different? You're a host to one, so I expect that you're a foremost expert on how it might feel different.
Yeah.
It's multi-day,
Totally.
a completely different place.
I mean, it's everything from like the tap water, right? Like sometimes like just being in a new environment, different bacteria, like your gut lets you know you're outside of your comfort zone. you know, the energy that it takes to get to and from the venue every day, sharing a hotel room. Sometimes getting good sleep is hard to do. Finding breakfast in the morning, right? Like not every hotel has access to breakfast. And
then we had a holiday midweek through this week.
yeah, all the businesses were closed on Thursday this week. So all of that stuff accumulates. And it's been really interesting to see kind of Austria. You know, I've been very cognizant that they're the home team. A lot of them
see them biking in this morning.
They biked in on opening ceremonies. They biked in today as well. So yeah, traveling takes a lot. Hosting the event takes a lot too. I want to give the Austrians a shout out because they were here late last night and are resetting the whole gym. So they've done an incredible job hosting this event so far.
What's really beautiful about this, you can see that giant 3 in the back end. The lines are just so, you know, last night they had to set that all up because we used 4 different formats for this gym. As we resume the second half, Brian Hart in the back.
Baston taking out the Hong Kong inside rusher.
Big cheers on that one as well.
Amawera is very close to the back line. Making me nervous.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when you have this point of view, it's hard not to look at the feet in the back line. It's just
and gasp.
Yes.
Shot clock resets. Hong Kong, China slowing down the ball.
5 balls to Hong Kong. Let's see if they can capitalize. I expect them to go for Amawera.
Shots fired, clipping both wings.
Excellent execution. And it looks like Vo traded out in that scenario for one of the Hong Kongers.
Murray flips up a leg. Good shot, Mioto. Their first throw of the match. On the money.
It feels so good when your first shot's a hit. You feel all the confidence in the world.
Boy, especially in the sweat match, right? Like when you just don't know until you release. Burden to throw on Hong Kong, China.
The lights are bright here at Worlds. So oftentimes it takes a couple throws to get into your normal abilities, but Mioto seemed to handle it just fine.
So he's got a ball in hand, making a play call. All women's lineup here right now for Australia. The counter on ball. McIntyre stays alive. From the throw from Lai Tam. Really impressive that yet again these two are the final 2 for Hong Kong.
I noticed on that play that Hong Kong was late getting the ball in, and so that center player was unprotected.
And definitely, aside from over the years, there's been growth in the sport. Refs, coaching, also ball retrievers. Having some players as dedicated ball retrievers. It is fun when you see the dedicated pennies or bibs if you're Australian.
Sweeping or shagging just gives a team such an advantage.
And it's that work in the margins, right?
And yeah, we saw in the first half the shagger with the towel wiping off the ball for one of the players. This week I've seen shaggers coaching from the back line in the Cross division for Northern Ireland.
As you're allowed to do. Shot clock was counting down. Yoda splits the wicket, stays alive. Burden to throw with the extra player will be on Australia. Lai sends it back. Mioto gets herself clear of that one. Tam making a defensive play call, getting in position. Likely target, he is. Counters. Calamity. Rips it hard, cross. Baston coming back.
Oh, I love it. Baston eludes both shots and still with the pressure. Excellent work.
We don't mind playing a slow game.
That's right. Australia is more than happy to just squeeze as much time as they can out of the clock.
1-2 cent. Mioto.
All right, that's a gamble by Hong Kong. They didn't have to give Australia 4 balls for the rest of the game, and they have here.
2 wide of target. Pump fake from Lai, an unaffected Australian line. They do make their way into defensive formation. Strafing well out of the way. Two at the line, ready, set, fire, one. Countering.
Baston with the hit. Oh, refs are going to make the call.
Firm from backcourt. Tam a little bewildered by it. Doing what he should do is making sure to hold on to those balls before any confirmed action. As it is.
All right, so on that play, Tam pushed up too aggressively. Baston did an excellent job of just holding her ground, sending the accurate cross court, which was too much for Tam to block, and it went off into his leg.
And that ball makes its way over to the Australian. Refs determine that was its rightful place. Now 3v1. Solo throw. See, now, earlier in the match, we might have seen a crash instead of full send. But honestly, it's now they want to delete time, not necessarily players.
I totally agree.
2 cents, just off target. So difficult. Days into this. Bass and Mioto, they look like they're ready to send together. A little 1-2 punch.
Almost more valuable than winning this game is just milking the clock. So Australia is just going to take their time. They did go for the double there, but they had to throw two because they had balls.
Well, and it also will, keep Lai honest because she might want to rush counter, and that trailer could be there just in case. 1-2. Lai showing elite survivability and excellent blocking on the part of McIntyre. Yodo, quick play call, but a preemptive throw at her resets the shot clock.
Lai is doing a great job surviving, and under normal circumstances, this would be just perfect, but unfortunately the seconds are just melting off the clock, and this is just playing right into Australia's hands.
Oh, stays clear of it. Wow. See, this is where if the score was the other way, we would just be losing our mind how unbelievable it was. Just like when Nguyen was doing it.
Yes, exactly.
It's amazing how much context matters for strategy.
Yeah, at a certain point, Lai is just going to have to
and
go for it.
Hip.
And Baston finishes her off. Australia extending the lead. Looking strong, everything working. McIntyre, Baston, and Mioto, final players there.
13 minutes, 22 seconds. That's a long 30 seconds to reset Australia. Taking every ounce of it.
All right, Captain Nguyen dropping high fives in. Reinhardt into the game for Australia.
He did the previous set as well. But it was a short set for him, and there wasn't catches. That's one thing, is it's not catches that are winning this match. It's a slow, deliberate shot for shot. Single throw, pressure provided. Lots of pressure from Young and drawing attention, but no throws. Burden of throw on Australia. Shot clock counting down, just seconds remaining, and a big straight shot, 1-2, taking out 2 players for Hong Kong, China.
Fabulous shots from Australia, from
Bringing
Mioto and
heat.
Reinhardt.
Young, active ball blocking.
Oh, fantastic there.
And Ho in a trade situation, but she stays alive. See, and that's a moment I've seen so often. They fully commit to it, and they sprint at the player with no regard for themselves.
It's incredible. And if you're not ready for it as the opposing team, they can get out alive, just like we saw there.
Yeah, and it's twofold probably. One is, if it's a trade, they just took out a winger, a perceived high-value player. If the counter is unsuccessful because the angle is so difficult, major win. 4 players now up against 5. A ball apiece for Hong Kong, China. Active blocking. Reinhardt gets the second one in hand. And that trailer gets him. 2 players remaining for Hong Kong, China. 5. Australia.
Excellent dodge from Hong Kong. Ho. Oh,
And
Young
gets
with
tagged out with that one.
Young throws the slider there, gets by Nicole Ho's block. And Australia just plugging away. They are paving their road to the bronze medal. Everyone's getting in on it at this point. They've emptied the bench. The only player we haven't seen is Taz.
Oh, and you know what's funny?
Rachichi.
He was the first player where they wanted to, like, let me tell you about this player. And and he ends up being on the bench. So we'll hope to see him again in 2026 or API this fall. Meanwhile, 5 players, Hong Kong, China, and shots firing all around, and the only victim is Baston.
Wu
Good
back.
survivability for Hong Kong, China.
Wu number 20 back in for Hong Kong in the left corner. Kind of keep an eye on him.
Wu with the trademark headband there. Out fakes. Did you say Saint Elite?
Saint Elite.
Saint Elite, and that's perfect, on brand. Hopefully he also has a blue one. Hong Kong, China, setting balls. Quick play call into the attack zone. 1, 2, sent, and they take out Onwar Mary. Great blocking, Reinhardt, and a better cross from Young. Taking out, I believe, that would be Wing Sun Lai. Whew, good ups, woo. Well, if Australia had another ball, they'd be probably tempted to send another one at him as he was floating in the air. In and out of the pocket.
I loved that sequence of pump fakes for Hong Kong. It really opened up Reinhardt to that throw.
Shot clock counting down against Hong Kong, China. Whoop. Attempted catch, but there was a hail of bullets at her.
Lau raising her hands, apologizing. It looks like they threw an extra ball there, but it hit. That's the important part.
Up and retreat.
I think in the last game, Miyoto was the one who took out Man Ho. See,
Oh, she had
and that's the matchup we have on the right side of the court. So this
Yeah.
is a little
the
little
fastballs
revenge
that
match.
she's had, and meanwhile, player hanging back. Just shadow just in case.
Young throws a tailing ball, taking out Wu.
Now 3v2. Burden with the extra player, Hong Kong, China. One right on the shoulder. A smack.
Nicole Ho with the accuracy and power.
Young dropping the trick shot. Also points for a very stylistic towel. It's out of the way. Counter misses it. Oh,
Lai.
clips the hair.
Lai does it again. Or excuse me, Lau. Lau does it again. Lau has just an excellent knack for anticipating the play after the play. And she does it again. Hong Kong is adding another one to the win column.
However, as we take a look here, 7 minutes and 30 odd seconds remaining. 6 scores behind. Within the realm of possibilities. Whew.
There
Wu
you
goes
go.
upstairs and keeps himself alive.
Love the effort from Wu there.
So, Lucas, do we pick up the speed if we're Hong Kong? Do we just go a full offense? And
Yeah, I think we're at bucket list mode, right? This is where you kind of try out some stuff that maybe you haven't tried this tournament, see what works, put it all out there. Maybe something connects and you can keep that and keep working on it for next time you're back at Worlds.
great throw by Young on his opposing winger, who I thought just flew back, but not quite far enough.
All right, Lau looks for that trade again. Sun makes the hit.
And we have a catch. When was the last time there was a catch?
Wu catches Nick Young, and yeah, I think that might be the first catch we've seen from Hong Kong.
It's either long enough that it didn't stay in our memory banks, or it was the first catch.
Ben, that might be the Saiyan Elite training rubbing off on Wu.
Good shot, better block. Pushing up against one another, now resetting. Burden to throw with the extra player is Hong Kong China. 3 men headed to the line. Preemptive throw wide of target, and while we see one, now we see two. This is what needs to happen if you're Hong Kong, to say, hey, we still want this to the very end.
I love that. And maybe that was a strategic shift. Let's go for more catches. We got nothing to lose. We're down big. Instead of dodging,
it was one of the things that we briefly mentioned at the half. It's like the shots from Australia are on body. As we see that shot, it's like if you're just gonna go, you know what? They're beating us on it, but it's not, you know, on the edges, or it's not for reaches that they're getting out. So it's not for, you know, unforced errors. So you might as well just plant. And it's gone incredibly well so far, as Baston's the lone player remaining. And another catch.
Lau catching the deflection off of Wu. Hong Kong puts another win on the board.
Boy, if she wanted to, she could have just jumped at it. And like, I kind of want to see that new rule being used more.
Yeah.
Is a timeout taken?
Ben, so let's talk about the rule. So in previous years, you had to get control of the ball and 2 feet down within the boundary of the court. 2 points of contact within the boundary of the court in order for a catch to be completed. And then the change this year is that you just need to control the ball before you go out of bounds. So that can be in the air. It can be with one hand. It can be
you
with your legs.
Become a snowball with it. You could just just jump on it and cannonball.
Have you seen any players flying off the court and making that play?
Attempting that play. And I think one of the challenges will be defining control. We did have one moment where I think I was we see kind of where the back wall is, and at the time it was called court 5, and it happened at the back line, and it was very hard to tell. And as you can see, we have like the ultimate view.
Yes. And
it's just tricky, because at what point does control get established? Hey, and there he is. Thank you for pointing out number 99, number 1 in your hearts.
Yeah, exactly.
Kalururachi. And what Lucas, you'll have a great angle on his throw.
I can't wait. One of the other things I've seen Kalururachi Chi-Chi do is he will instigate with a diagonal throw and then forcing his matchup to counter, and he looks for the catch, and he converts on that quite often, so keep an eye out.
Okay, we won't see it for right now. Smart play.
We are so sorry, Taz.
We just put too much heat on it.
All right,
win. Hey, well, we are rewarded with Nguyen on the wing, as you were about to say.
Yeah, and Salvacion back in as well. I think Australia wanted to, maybe didn't like the momentum that Hong Kong was getting in those last couple games. Win with the haymaker.
Yeah. Just gotta check those hands. It says, no, I'm good. Don't win yet. I want to send it again. And she's locked and loaded, but reset. Very good discipline on Australia. Final seconds of the shot clock. Counter happens, and Reinhardt ends up pushing it onto Mioto, but I guess ball to ground then ball.
And Reinhardt has been so close on a couple of these catch attempts, but Hong Kong has the 5-4 player lead.
So one thing we were talking about the last match, I would like us to enforce is, if you're going to do the mop, it can't appear like a timeout. There can't be other players coming on court, and you also can't go off court. You have to wait at the line, and there's no chalking up, because otherwise the incentive to go, ooh, here's some mop, you're creating these mini timeouts. And the same thing happens in NFL, is if you go, ooh, I'm injured, you have to go out for that play.
Yes. And I think we see that in international professional soccer as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're playing under duress here with the Heat, so we need to pull out the mops. But there's little moments where I see these mini timeouts as chaos ensues. Except Nguyen is ready to put the safety on and say, hey, we don't need to go nuts here. It's 3v3.
Ben, I think that's a great suggestion. I haven't seen any teams abusing that, but it very well
certainly
could be
not
exploited.
overtly.
Yeah.
And it might be even subconscious to like, hey, we need to have the mop. And then I just see that behavior.
Yeah, I think as much as we can do as a sport to kind of keep the game moving, keep the action.
Yeah, and every sport has those moments where we make an adjustment and then we see the gap within that new adjustment. And it's just you create kind of closing loops, unintended consequences, and we're going back and forth. Counter not taken. Oh, and the ref says head to the back line. And an out is called from the far end on 16.
Sun
out
with the hit on
Jose.
C.
3v2.
Here is our hero on the left side of the court, Lily Nguyen.
Summoning his Saiyan Elite form, rips it in between targets.
Sun with the hit. Taking out Lai, final player, Wu.
I gotta think that Lai had the record for court time in this match.
Whoa! Amazing.
The sun rises.
What do we call that, Ben? Oh, I'm gonna throw push-up dodge out there.
Yeah.
Sun with the push-up dodge at point blank in front of Wu.
Salvation, win. Ooh, Salvation with the late gun.
Beautiful throw from Salvation. Just drops it right onto Wu's thigh. Excellent accuracy, incredible follow.
We are in the final minute and 30-odd seconds. 9-3.
The Australians are all smiles. They know
They've
that they
closed it
are
out.
headed right to a bronze medal. Hong Kong has got maybe one more game to put it all out there and leave with no regrets. Let's see what they do.
Timeout called, interestingly. So, and this has got to be teaching time, right?
Yes, and you know what? It looks like Australia has 5 out of 6 reserves or folks who were on the bench to start this match into the game. And I'm willing to bet that Hong Kong is going to do the same and
Well,
make
okay,
sure
okay.
that
So if you're willing to
everyone-
bet, so a jersey? Is that
How about a
Croatian-themed jersey?
a shower?
Shower. Oh.
A shower. That is the currency here in this hot,
Yeah,
sweaty
exactly.
tournament.
Get some fresh water.
Cold. How about a cold drink? A cold
drink.
drink.
Sold.
Okay.
Guys,
okay.
let's take a look at this lineup.
Here we go. We've got
We do have some changes, I
Ing.
do believe.
we've got Ing, Wu, and C.
So Mock, we haven't seen Mock for a while. Opening rush. In favor of Australia, big time, as Reinhardt did get his catch.
Oh, they are going pedal to the metal. Both teams, all action. I've got my eye on Kuala Rachichi.
I was just like, please do not
We
hit
haven't.
him.
And I
Put a
think
ball in this man's hands.
give him the rock.
Reinhardt not trying for that catch this time. Play call, Australia. There's his throw. More convention. Hey, and you know what? Reinhardt stays with it. He's got 2 catches this set now.
And he gets it. He's been going for that catch.
Ooh, he's
for the
right at
last-
the line, though. Okay, yeah. No, it's like, thought I saw the line in between.
And that's it, folks. Win taking out Ho at the line.
Celebration, but that is not yet the end.
Okay. So,
I think, and then this is where the zeitgeist of the sport is changing. We do have differences in how the final 30 seconds of the half sent. Something that, let's say in NFL and basketball, Dodgeball had the same tradition, is when you feel you're out, you can essentially verbally forfeit, right? But here we are playing all the way through.
and it looks like the mandatory 30 seconds came off the clock. There's 16 left. They're going to play a 16-second game, and then we'll go to no block. Oh,
earlier, and it might have been so while the U.S. women's were playing over there, the Canadian women received a team yellow card for charging onto the court celebrating too early. So it's one of the reasons why we say we're going to play this all the way through. Five players to four, advantage Hong Kong. Pressure coming from Australia though. Salvation lets it rip. No connections. Shot clock counting down against Hong Kong, China. Great counter and win.
Ho with the
her.
Ho targeting Win. Win, our hero. Final player for Australia. All right, Ing with the hit. The refs are letting it play out. Zeros are on the clock, but they're not stopping it.
Yeah, okay, so you're seeing what I'm seeing.
We're not quite sure what's happening. I know there was a discrepancy in the USA
Woo!
game. Win with the catch. 2v2.
As it should be. MVP moment that she had.
Reinhardt hitting
So
out Ho.
did we
Ho
just miss
staying
how
in.
they transitioned into no blocking?
There's been some confusion in this today about this rule. You know, I'm actually unclear on it now. It's got me second guessing myself. I don't know what to tell you, Ben.
Okay,
but
well
let's
then we just
we'll
get
call
to
him how
enjoy
we
some,
see
at
him.
least we're not refs, hey? Like we get to enjoy some great dodgeball here, even to the very last second and one.
Whoa, Win and Reinhardt going for the deep shots.
Look at their hands. Oh boy.
Here
Lots of
comes-
balls coming
here
at
comes
them.
Hong Kong. Reinhardt with the wonderful
Some golden
dodges.
shoes there, by the way.
Love it.
Saw them sparkle as he jumped.
Okay, Australia with 4 here. As far as we know, we're not in no block. Unless the transition happened without us knowing, but I think we're still in regular play.
Well, we're getting word that it does transition to no block.
Wow, okay, we're in no block. All right, it's still 2v2. This is your chance to get a, end on a positive note, regardless of the victory or the score. We've got Ho
Giving
for
it
Hong Kong.
everything. Great shots. Now
Ryan,
1v2.
Reinhardt getting taken out.
And how fitting.
It's Win again.
And if she takes it here, that is just, buy this person a drink. Because that is full commitment down to the last sweat. And she takes one.
If she's not already, Lily Win is going to be infamous in Hong Kong after this.
Mock now with 3 in hand.
Block, I love the
Oh,
energy.
and that's a point.
Hong Kong takes the win. And that is it, folks. Australia takes the bronze in the mixed foam division at the 2024 WDBF World Dodgeball Championships here in Graz, Austria.
Highlight moment for you, Lucas?
Oh my goodness. It was all those little things. I loved seeing the way Australia kind of built those fortifications around Omnawara. I loved Lily Wynn's 1v4 comeback in the first half, just with those repeated dodges, especially against that triple team. Those were the 2 that stood out to me. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, well, obviously, Nguyen ending it at the half was such a commanding performance that it just set the tone. It was like, we're winning. And so that's my MVP moment. Just great work on just the survivability for Tam and Lai. Right? We talk about closeout maybe being an issue, but they were just hard to eliminate. And in other situations when you have players like that, if you are up on a couple points, that's a great way to hold you.
Yes.
So we are not done yet. Next up, we'll be watching the women's bronze medal match. You've been seeing a lot of Australia after we have Canada, Australia, then Australia, Hong Kong. Well, guess what? It's Australia, Hong Kong. women's foam coming up in a few minutes. Expected to be probably about 10 minutes from now. I'm Ben Johnson alongside
Lucas Boyle. Ben, thanks for having me. Thank you everybody back home for tuning in. Feel free to leave comments, questions in the chat. We love the engagement. And if you're watching from Hong Kong or Australia, send a little message to your favorite player and let them know you're watching and how proud you are of them. All right,
tuning
thank
out.
you.
See you later.